was just atrocious.
People said, weren't you, how scared were you? You don't have time. You absolutely, you're thinking, what do I do next?
I keep praying so he'll let me know what I need to do.
Still sort of seems like a nightmare.
All week long, we've been showing you incredible stories of strength and recovery after tornadoes tore through Kentucky 2 months ago. Today, a place that is serving up smiles and meals in Dawson Springs. How a restaurant is bringing hope to residents through some home cooking.
Order.
Ms. Becky's place is a place to be in Dawson Springs. Cold drinks and sizzling burgers.
Usually the blue plate special, whatever they've got on special. Today's meatloaf.
When the tornado hit the city on December 10th, tearing through nearby homes and businesses, the restaurant wasn't damaged much and only had to close for 3 weeks.
And there's so many people, they don't even have a stove to cook anything on, you know. So I hope that that's helping them. We're feeling better and enjoying it.
With few restaurants open around here, this eatery is serving up supper,
Well, good.
smiles, and so much more.
Miss Becky, this is Debbie.
Well, we come maybe 5, 6 times a week.
For regulars like Becky Penley and her daughter Dee,
I've cooked for 58 years and I'm sick of cooking.
this is more than just a place with good home cooking.
Find yours.
This is also a community fellowship.
And you know Miss Becky pretty well too?
Yeah, she's known me all through high school.
Ms. Becky lost her husband 5 years ago
There's just more napkins to pass around.
and says this restaurant has helped her through tough times. Now she's surrounded by people who are also dealing with difficulties.
And I want to be there for them.
What happened to your home?
It got destroyed. We was downstairs in the basement, and just whenever it hit, all the windows shattered and everything. It's just demolished.
And Ms. Becky knows exactly what that feels like. She was working on menus for the restaurant at her home when her kids told her she needed to take cover immediately during the storm.
We were all in a room in the basement, and it was just scary. And when the one from this end started down the hall, it was really loud and there was lots of pressure, and it was, well, like when you see the funnel, it was like it was sucking everything up. And
Her house totaled, opening doors to these bedrooms in her home.
it took all the bricks out in the house and they all fell inside.
A mess from the storm.
And it was just atrocious, but it didn't last very long. And I was just so thankful the good Lord kept my family safe, and these other things don't matter.
On her farm,
It's what they said that I had lost, 50-something acres of timber.
7 barns destroyed, and that's not all.
I owned that trailer up there, and it was total too. It's just been it wasn't turned over, but was pushed about 10 or 12 feet up. And then that's my daughter's house over there. It was totaled. And then, like I said, my son lives up on the back corner up here. He has a farm, and everything in his house was totaled.
There are huge piles of debris on her property as cleanup continues.
Logging business, you know, cutting trees and hauling them out for us.
Her neighbors and friends, victims of the tornado.
I had 2 or 3 really good friends besides them that, you know, that the tornado took, and it's just still sort of seems like a nightmare when you think about them. When I sit out here and look at all this, it's a little depressing, but when I go down there, everybody's smiling and laughing, and
10:06.
it wasn't torn up, and it's like it's always been, you know, so it's kind of like going back home.
She plans to rebuild her house.
When people hear your story, they see everything that you've gone through, and you're still working, and you're still having your business. What keeps you going?
Working's what I like to do. I'm not a sit-down person.
Through loss and heartbreak, her restaurant and the Dawson Springs community are stepping up to help, going through the unthinkable together, but coming back stronger than before.
Customers say you are the bright light in this community. How does that make you feel?
Well, it makes me feel good, but there's lots of people does more than I do. I don't want to take credit, because when I go down there and see them, it does as much for me as it does them.
For now, she lives in a trailer on her property, closing the door on this tornado chapter of her life,
And we're home.
knowing there are more good things to come. To watch the rest of the stories from Mayfield and Dawson Springs this week, head to our website, WDRB.com.